Well, hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and I am back once again talking about all things post chain. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, and you should always do your own research. And if you could do me a favor, give the video a like, leave any comments below, and subscribe to the channel. It'll help push out the content and greatly help me out. So, today I kind of want to talk about kind of what's going on with post chain as a whole. And also, I want to kind of talk about how you could also, kind of towards the end of this video, earn 1.5% per day on a variety of these crypto assets here that you see on post chain. But let's take a look at post chain as a whole. So with WPLS, right? It is sitting at 5.73% over the last 24 hours. But WPLS or Post Chain has honestly been on a healthy run like over the last several weeks. I remember when we were sitting at 4 zeros and 3. And since then, it's just been kind of just moving up because more and more usage is happening on Post Chain because we're seeing more folks from Ethereum bridge over to Postchain, right? And that's going to be the narrative. Postchain is the gas token, and it's going to be a must hold, in my opinion. I'm holding it and will continue to hold and build on that position. Teddy Bear is, we already know about Teddy Bear. It's kind of like the official meme. It has kind of pumped up recently over the last few days. Now, there's a pullback over the last 24 hours, down 6.22%. But being that Teddy Bear is tied to Atropa, we know how Atropa works. If Atropa pulls up, it's going to pull Teddy Bear with it. And again, the narrative behind Teddy Bear is they want that to be kind of the Doge, the Sheeb of Post Chain, and bring that value. So for me, it's worth the risk to have some Teddy Bear and just put it aside for the bull run, right? That's the narrative there. And then with Poststrip, Poststrip has just been on a tear, right? It's up 4.31% over the last 24 hours. We're sitting at a healthy $71.80. And still, people on Postchain have ignored it. It's sitting at over a $300 million market cap. And this token pays you 1% per day, right? And I'll show you that as well on the PDRIP token, 1% per day on the PDRIP token. But it's undervalued and it's been performing great. And then DAI, right? We know the narrative with DAI, with PDAI, right? Now it's down 3.7% over the last 24 hours. However, we know the narrative is to push PDAI to $1. And if we go over here and look, the number of holders of PDAI has increased. Like one of my last videos, gosh, I think it was like 150 something thousand. And now we've pushed well over 200,000 addresses that hold PDAI. A lot of people feel that this will be pegged to $1, right? So again, if you're in post chain, it's kind of one of those where people feel like, hey, I'm going to take a risk and hold it, right? A lot of people feel that it's going to peg to $1. And then Atropa, it's kind of down 2.16%. It at one point was at 2 cents and it kind of retraced back. So would be interesting to see what Atropa does kind of going forward. pwBTC or pwBTC is sitting at $106.90, up 3.48%. And this has basically the potential to kind of get that parity with the original Bitcoin, which is sitting at, what is it, 36K at the moment. If it gets to parity, then it's game over. For me, I hold one, right? I like to hold more, but it's worth the risk to me for me to hold it because if it goes up in value, that's really a nice gain. And if we go over here, here's the kicker. It's a small supply. And that's how Richard Hart built it. Only 154K of these will be made on Postchain. So it's a small supply. And the holders have grown to 52,594 addresses. So more and more people are finding out about this and this low supply. Once this supply gets eaten up, then, it could be potentially to see some of that pump on it, right? It only takes a little bit to pump it. And then, kind of scrolling down here to the last line here, H2O is the new token in which you can bond on Poststrip, and it pays up to 200%. And it's a real cool narrative, and it also supports Poststrip, which helps pump the Poststrip price, right? So it's up 1.21%. And a lot of people in the Poststrip community have been scooping it up because it is a deflationary token that over time, when bonded, it's going to go up in value, right? So definitely, it's only been out for like 4 days, I believe, right? Pulsechain is looking pretty good there, up 6.92%. Like, I only have a small bag of Pulsechain, but it is performing pretty nice here over the last 24 hours. There's some that are really, really strong believers in it. So, something for you to look into. Make sure you do your own research. And then gold. Gold is kind of undervalued. It's up 4.15%. And the reason why gold is up is because gold partnered with Poststrip and is a new listing in the garden, right? So this is the DGen protocol, and the GOAT token is now listed in the Poststrip garden, right? So shouts out to Matt and Eric for forming that partnership with the DGen protocol, right? And with GOAT, they know it has some of that elephant money type mechanics, right? But that's kind of pushed the price up a little bit, right? And let's go over here and look in the garden. So as it sits right now, all these assets here, right? You can potentially stake in here and earn 1.5% per day. Now, once you put your stake in here, it's locked. In order to get the rewards, you have to compound 3 times in order to be eligible for 1 claim, and it's kind of rinse repeat. Now, what a lot of people do is they kind of stack their claims. They'll stack their claims, and down the road, once they have like a whole bunch of claims stacked, then they'll start claiming out daily. You can claim out daily after that point, right? So that's kind of how that works. And if you look down here, here's GOAT. GOAT is the new addition in which you can stake some GOAT, and it already looks like 11 million GOAT has already been added, and that happened quick. So for me, I plan to give me some GOAT and stick it in here, right? And look at that potential of it kind of performing the same way as Elephant Money did, right? But, this is kind of how some of the stakes would look if you're staked in here. I got these PDAI from just some referral rewards. So that's kind of how that happened. The same here with the Pulsechain. I got those from referral rewards as well. That's kind of how that worked. And then all these other assets here in which you could earn 1.5% per day up to 300%. So if you are interested in staking in here, I would recommend going over to, let me disconnect my wallet real quick, going over to the team tab and entering my buddy address here, right? And then once you do that, hit change. I'll leave my buddy address in the YouTube description. Once you do that, all you simply would need to do, and this is for people that are familiar with Pulsechain, all you would simply need to do is come over here and, kind of enter in the amount that you want to stake. So let me reconnect my wallet. Yeah, so essentially, you just enter in the amount you want to stake, for example, and then hit stake, and it will go through for you. You may have to do an approval, but that's how it works, and then you'll start your journey of earning that 1.5% per day, right? And let's see what else is going on over here. But again, I'll leave my referral link in the description. And again, like I mentioned, if you are interested in staking some of your crypto in the garden, all you need to do is simply, the first thing you want to do when you come to the Poststrip website is put my buddy address here. I'll leave it in the YouTube description. Hit change. Come over to the garden, and then you will, pick the crypto asset you want. Hypothetically speaking, like I mentioned before, hit the max there, and then put your amount there, and then hit stake. You may have to do some of approval again, like I mentioned, but you'll start your journey of earning 1.5% per day. And at the current total, let me look. 1, 2. Is that 6.3 billion? So there's 6.3 billion in PLS in total value locked in this contract here, right? And if you look at some of these other ones here, this is 129 million PDAI into the contract. This GOAT one has just went up on a massive tear, right? They literally just launched this, and there's already 30 million GOAT in this contract already of people wanting to earn that additional passive income in preparation for the bull run and just kind of set themselves up in a better financial position, right? And this kind of how all this other stuff looks here. There's Teddy Bear, all these other assets, right? So you get the point. Real quick, showing where I'm sitting. So here's where Poststrip's price sitting, $71.80. The number of faucets has grown to 1,186 as a community. So that's the number of people that have a faucet, right? Or that's at least the faucet count. And then this 5,000 will be the max, right? The total garden TVL is 853K. Well, it just went down to 852K, right? So 8,502 and then 721. So 852,721. And the circulating supply is fairly low here at 12,368. So, looking pretty good there. This is kind of where I'm sitting at with my faucet. As you can see, that's just kind of just earning 1% per day with this faucet. And then the bond section is looking pretty healthy with the bond section. Here, I'm earning 37.595 H2O per day. And then this is kind of essentially, it's only been 4 days, and this is stacked up to 152, 0.8 H2O, and that's equivalent to 112.874 US dollars. So it'll be interesting to see when this bond matures how much this is going to be, because if the price of H2O goes up even more, it's already sitting at 73 cents and it launched at 2 cents. If it goes up even more to $1, $2, $3, $4, it's game over, right? So for me, that's pretty much it. Wanted to do like an overview of Postchain as a whole, right? Wanted to kind of touch on these different narratives of PDAI, of Rabby, BTC, right? and wanted to kind of touch on where you could go to potentially stake some of these assets in the garden, right? So that's pretty much it for the day. Thanks for listening, and thanks for stopping by.